last few years, I have designed and built several different Skywars and Bedwars minigame maps. Some of these taking tens of hours to make. But why? Well, for a while, I've had this dream of having my own Bedwars map actually used as a playable map on Hypixel Bedwars. Yeah, Hypixel, the largest minigame server, using my map. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, is it? It's a very ambitious goal, to say the least. Previously building these maps, I would run into several problems. Number one, that I am terrible at building anything. Number two, I'm horrible when it comes to committing to anything. Number three, every time previously I've tried to build a map, I've failed to even get any attention from Hypixel team. They're too busy trying to update Skyblock, the comments would say. Well, today, that changes. No evil laugh? Oh, okay. Not only will I be officially reviving this series, but we are going to attempt to build the ultimate Bedwars map, with the end goal of Hypixel actually using this map. Just imagine my own Bedwars map. Also, a few weeks ago, I lost 1,000 subscribers out of nowhere, so please make sure you're still subscribed and use my creator code Guiny on the Hypixel store. So if you didn't know, I wouldn't blame you. There are several requirements to consider when making a Bedwars map. Firstly, the arrangement of the islands. Bedwars maps typically consist of 4 different types of island. Number 1, the spawn island, also referred to as base. 2, the diamond generator island, which is usually in between the emerald generators and the spawn island. And then number 3, you have the emerald generator island, in the middle of the map, usually, unless it's polygon. Sorry, anyway. And then you have those random islands that surround the center of the map. Next up, we need to consider the size of the map. Bedwars maps also come in many different sizes, you see. For example, the solos and double maps are approximately 200 by 200 blocks, whereas 3v3s and 4s maps are usually around half the size. Considering that we're going to make a solos and doubles map today, our map will have to be 200 by 200 and roughly around 50 blocks tall. How playable the map is another thing. This was something I didn't really prioritize that much last time. Some areas on the previous map are just not that player friendly. Also, what kind of rush is the map intended to be? Is it a side rush or a diagonal rush? And finally, the theme of the map. Quite important. You need to know what your map is gonna look like. For example, there's lighthouse, which is like beach themed, and then there's a polygon, which is polygony. Anyway, I'll only be giving myself 1 week to build this map. By the end of the week, if I haven't finished the map, I will do something. I don't know. Let's go. Day 1. Minecraft! Sorry, anyway. On day 1, I began the journey of building the ultimate Bedwars map. The first thing I did was observe the already existing Bedwars maps, making notes of all the dimensions, island shapes, little boomerang islands, boomerang shaped. Look at they're boomerang shaped. Boomerangs, island shapes, and themes, because if I wanted to even have a slight possibility of my map being featured, it would need to 100% match Hypixel's specifications. Maybe I should make a Nether map. Is that too ambitious? Once I had the dimensions for each type of island, I was able to build an entire blueprint of what the map would look like. You see this like red square? That's the maximum size we can make a Bedwars map. This looks like a 10-minute job, but this took me 2 hours. Progress was going well until this happened. We have a dilemma. I can't build this in 1.19. At this point, I had spent over 2 hours making a blueprint for the map, and now I had to make it again on 1.8. Yeah, great stuff. Ending day 1 with a total of 4 hours, and all we had was a blueprint. Which leads us to day 2. On day 2, I decided the theme of my map. Nether map. I eventually settled on a theme based off of 3 different Bedwars maps: Zazzle, Lighthouse, and Amazon. It was now time to begin work on the first and the most crucial part of the Bedwars map, the center island. I don't know where to start. Gonna build... Oh, what block am I gonna use? We have a square so far. To say this was nerve-wracking would be a humongous understatement. That kind of looks cool. I was essentially working on the most important island before I even had an idea of what my map was supposed to look like, and I was super apprehensive to even really make a start as a result. It's always really intimidating when you start something in life, because you never know what it's gonna end up looking like. I felt like I had no idea what I was doing. The chances of this map looking good felt like astronomical 0. Literally not. Either way, I powered through. I don't know how. I felt like crying. By the end of day 2 though, some considerable progress had been made, and this is what we have so far. I hope you can see where I'm getting at with this. Day 3. Okay guys, it is a new day. On day 3, I wore the same t-shirt again, but in all seriousness, I planned on making this the most productive day so far, with the goal of completely finishing the middle island. I built stairs to make the map more interactive, trees for prettiness, and it made the map overall just look a lot better, because adding the extra decoration really gave the map more style and character. I even got to see what mid would look like once it was finished, which was literally awesome. Taste. No way. That was until I realized it looked way too similar to Zazzle, and that this would be a huge problem. At least I thought. So I uploaded the image of the map to YouTube, and this confirmed all my worries. Approximately 14 hours ago, I made a community post, and it's got quite a few likes. But the comments, oh, the comments weren't good. Looks good, but also just like the already existing map Zazzle. Damn it. Zazzle vibes! Zazzle V2? And all the comments were just saying it looks like Zazzle, and this was bad. I realized if I didn't want the map to look like Zazzle, I would have to make some drastic changes. Which leads us to day 4. Day 4, I completely redid the map to have this brighter color scheme, in which you guys in my Discord actually seem to really like, so that was good. This was good because the map no longer looked like Walmart Zazzle, realizing that this looks way too close to Zazzle. And day 4 didn't stop there, because I then began work on the second island, the outer middle island. This time around, making the island was so much easier now that I had an idea in mind, and the result was actually mind-blowing, because this island looked awesome. Paste. Yo! Oh my god! Oh, that's so cool. I was really proud of the result, actually. Day 5. With only 2 days left after today, I began work on the Diamond Generator Island. We've sort of finished the outer mid-island now. Help me. This was the smallest island yet, but probably one of my favorites, because out of the 4 islands I made in this video, this island actually took the least amount of time, and it was super straightforward to make. Unfortunately, I ran out of time to finish building, and I had to end day 5 early, so moving on to day 6. On day 6, with only 1 day left, I began the final island, the spawn/base island. And honestly, I was quite scared of starting on this island, because if the map had a bad spawn island, then it would probably not last long on Hypixel. So I made sure to go overtime on this one. Building the actual island itself took around 2 hours, and I began working on the actual housing area of the island, in which I sort of took some inspiration from Pernicious, only for dimensions, and roughly around, I don't know actually how many hours in we were, but I had built the spawn island. It still needed some decoration, so finally, day 7 was the final day. We had made steady progress up to this point. Look how close we are to finishing. All we have to do are like the final touches, making sure everything works. Now was not the time to ruin that. I started off the final day by adding stairs to the spawn island, and adding this large building on top of the island as well, along with this bit here, which was literally inspired by Lighthouse. I decorated the spawn island so I could begin the final task. All that was left to actually do was put the map together. Using World Edit, I could copy and paste the islands onto the blueprint. As I was doing this, my heart was racing, because I could finally see the result of all the work I had put in together over the entire week. It's lagging! No! Oh! I had finally finished the map, and it looked freaking amazing. Honestly, I couldn't have done it without the support of you guys. The trailer of the map, which I made on Twitter, got 600 likes, and thank you guys for joining my Discord server. Link in description. Join it. Anyways, this wouldn't be a building video without a sick building montage. Okay, but before we continue, I just want to mention something quite important. This is me being brutally honest. So I know that my upload schedule has been quite inconsistent, and trust me, I'm 100% aware of that every day. A big change will be happening this year. We're gonna make some fire videos. I'm just gonna provide as much quality content as possible this year. Anyway, thank you for listening, and let's get into the montage. start the video, I got my friend Buddy Gugar, the same guy who helped me with the previous maps, to review my map. And this is what he had to say about it. Buddy Gugar joined the game. The OG has joined. Okay, I'm gonna teleport you now. 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. What are your thoughts so far? This is the mid-island.
I forgot this was Bedwars and not Skywars.
Oh my god. You know, if you double tap the spacebar, you can fly. Yeah, there you go.
God.
Yeah.
Is this really just a super flat world?
Yeah. Let's go over to the diamond gen. This is the diamond generator. And here's the little spawn island. The little...
Homely. Just what you want from a Bedwars map.
Exactly.
And everyone would be like, hey, why are you still playing on this map? The world has already ended. And I just carry on playing.
Yes.
How the mid-island does in some way represent the most stable part of society.
Sorry, what? Where are you going?